Good news, everyone! It's the Canman Show!
Welcome to the Canman Show.
I love the Canman Show.
Bang on the drums, fellas.
1, 2, 3, 4!
Alright, let's try this. Good morning, everybody.
Live from Canman Show Studios, the Canman Show.
Good morning, welcome to the Canman Show. I am joined today by my dog, Oscar. Hi, Oscar. Say hi to everybody. Or not. That's okay. So, welcome to the show. I am coming at you from my backyard. As they say in the UK, my back garden. I have my dog Oscar in my lap here, and he will probably take off running and barking at some point. But I wanted to take a moment and say hello. It's been a week or so, and this is my very first video. Well, that's a lie. It's not my first video episode, but it is my first episode that I'm going to put just on YouTube with my dog. It's not going to be edited heavily. It's not going to be too exciting. It's going to be exciting. I mean, I want you to watch. But I thought I'd talk about this Iowa weird thing that I'm working on. And for those of you who don't know, I live in Iowa. One of the things I've always been fascinated with as a child has been the paranormal and the weird, the whimsical. There was a show on TV in the 70s called In Search Of. It was hosted by Leonard Nimoy, Spock. And it featured the unexplained. They talked about things like the Bermuda Triangle and Sasquatch Bigfoot and Loch Ness Monster and all these haunted places and stuff that people just didn't understand, and he was in search of answers, basically. The way it was edited scared the crap out of me as a kid. At the same time, it made my little imagination go crazy because it really wasn't a show geared towards kids. It was a show geared toward people. I love that show. Fast forward to as I was growing up, I've seen things in my life. I've experienced things in my life that I would love to explain or figure out an explanation for it. Now, Iowa Weird isn't going to be about proving or disproving anything. It's really going to be about telling the stories and sharing the experiences that people have had with some of that unexplained paranormal type stuff, but it's also going to have roots in folklore, telling stories of the ghosts. I also love going to festivals and things that other people might consider weird. Like in Cedar Rapids, we have a festival in the spring that is just focused on a certain type of mushroom called a Hobie, the Hobie Days. But a Hobie is another name for the morel mushroom, which only show up in the springtime. And there's a Hobie festival. There's a Czech festival for their kolaches or kolaches, which are pastry. There's all kinds of strange and wonderful festivals in Iowa that who knew we had them. We have a Wurst Fest in the Amana colonies where they celebrate all kinds of wurst, which is like sausages and bratwurst and that kind of thing. But it's the worst of the festivals. So we're going to have maybe an episode or two where we go to travel around and check out these fun festivals and that other places might consider weird. We've got a lot of connections to things here that people just don't realize. In Cedar Rapids itself, we are famous for Bruce Moore, which is one of the first mansions, or one of the biggest mansions that's still standing in the state. It's got a lot of great history. We're famous for Quaker Oats, obviously. We're famous for a few of our haunted places. Coe College, the Voorhees Hall, is supposedly haunted by the ghost of Helen, a poor girl who passed away during the flu epidemic. We have just outside of Cedar Rapids is a town called Palo, where there is a cemetery that has 13 steps that you walk into, and there's supposed stories about them being 13 steps to hell. Out by Shellsburg, there's a cemetery of a Civil War veteran that after midnight, if you go out there, and it doesn't matter if it's raining or not, it has its eyes cry. And it's worn into the stone, the tears of this thing. So I want to tell stories about that stuff. You've probably heard of the Edinburgh Manor, which is used to be a state county home, which is haunted by several spirits. In the basement is the Joker. I have friends that work there. I've had friends that have investigated there. Been touched by spirits, like physically touched by spirits, supposedly, in the basement there. There's a town where there's been a Bigfoot-like creature seen. It was more of a monkey-type man. It wasn't as big as Bigfoot, but there's a town in Iowa that has that. Down by Burlington, there is... in the late 1800s, people saw dragons, like lizards with wings that would steal their crops. Kind of fascinating stuff that I want to talk about on the series. Lots of cool folklore, and that's just the eastern half of Iowa so far, really. Strawberry Point, I understand that there's a hotel that's haunted. Cedar Rapids, I worked at the Roosevelt Hotel back in the 1990s when it was still a hotel and not an apartment complex. And I experienced some things there that I cannot explain. TV on a cart that got rolled into the lobby by itself, piano that played by itself, elevators that would run by themselves, that I witnessed firsthand in the middle of the night when I was the night auditor at the Roosevelt Hotel. My own house here has had some things happen. This house was built in the 1950s by my grandfather, late 40s, early 50s. My let's just say strange things have happened in my house, and I'm going to probably do an episode or so on that. The cemeteries around here have a great history of ghost stories and sightings and experiences that I could do a whole episode on cemeteries. I could do a whole episode on quirky things, like in the state of Iowa is the largest popcorn ball in the world. Who knew, right? I guess it was made a long time ago and it's pretty beat to crap, but it's here and I might want to go see that. In Des Moines, there's a giant cow outside of an old dairy near the state fairgrounds. We have a whole area in Cedar Rapids that celebrates Czech and Slovakian history. We can talk about that stuff. So many things that could happen with this series. I wanted to keep this relatively short, but if you have anything that you would like to see, any locations I should go to, and I'll try that again just to make sure Oscar wasn't talking when I said it. Seriously, dude. Any locations I should go to, any people I should interview, really, Oscar. Gotcha. If there's anything that you would like me to go see or do, let me know. Drop it in the comments below. Like and subscribe if you are interested in the subject. Yeah. Oh, before I go, I want to talk about co-hosts. I am assembling a team to help me research and write some of these episodes So if you would like to assist in one way or another, please message me directly via my email, squuck, S-Q-U-C-K, media, M-E-D-I-A, so squuckmedia at outlook.com. That would really be wonderful. I would love to hear from you. And if you'd like to help with this, it's not a paid position. I mean, it's because I'm not getting paid either. I am making this content out of sheer love for doing it. Now, if it takes off, which I hope it does, then yes, I will share in the wealth. But that's a pipe dream. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I'm not going to play the algorithm game. I'm not going to play the, hey, YouTube, look at me game. I just want this to be a natural, you find it, you enjoy it, great, kind of thing. When I'm recording this, what is today? It is the 21st of June, 2024. And it's about, I don't know, I'd say it's about 80 degrees already, and it's like 10 o'clock in the morning almost. Anyway, yeah, so there's the house that is haunted. And I'm actually on kind of a hill, which I think might even be a Native American mound. Or it's the dirt from our basement. Right? Who knows? Anyway, I hope you all have a very wonderful day. And thank you so much for watching.
Thank you again for listening to The Canman Show. Please check out our website at www.thecanmanshow.com.
I love the Canman Show.